Wait,
Yeah,
dude,
it's
I don't know how to do it.
152nd
152nd. Good Lord. Sucking that bat, Spider.
And this week from Rhode Island, I picked it. Die, you zombie bastards.
Oh, can you deliver it correctly, Tim?
Die, you zombie bastards.
That's better.
From 2005. One year after The Passion of the Christ, which if movies are in the 2000s, we moved to Passion of the Christ timeline, not Star Wars.
I don't think I realized Passion of the Christ was that late.
Yep.
That explains a lot of this nation's troubles that movie was doing so well in 2004.
That leads us to our age-old question.
An old age question. Let's hear it, Tim.
How about topical, George?
Ooh,
You're going to be excited. Topical.
Like a cream or an antiseptic.
Yep. Or Elon Musk.
Oh,
Everybody knows him.
I don't want to rub him on me.
Well, did he ever get revenge on the Blue Fairy, who obviously lied to him when she said she could make him a real boy? Gotcha, Elon.
So this opens up many questions.
It's Seddy Bimco Part 2, The Revenge. The show where we create revenge sequels that nobody wanted.
But it is Seddy Bimco Part 2. We create unmade sequels to some movies that didn't need them. And we're on tour of the 50 thrifty United States. We're almost near the end.
God, we only have 3 more after today, too.
And I'm Tim Hamilton.
And I'm George O'Connor. We're both New York Times bestselling cartoonists. So what do you think of that, everybody?
Yeah, take that.
Yeah, take that, humans. Take that, reptilians. So cool. So as you heard, we have been on our tour of the 50 Nifty United States well over a year ago at this point. I suggested this to Tim, thinking this would be a year-long endeavor. I think we can agree, Tim, this was a mistake, right? to be on this trip.
I think next time we pick a theme for just
it should be like
1 month,
4 episodes top. Yeah, maybe 5.
I'm picking the next 3.
This is rough. This has been rough. Although I will say, a little bit of spoiler, today's movie is exactly the sort of thing I hope that we would get. It's been rare, but this movie is going into my rotation. I love this. But before we talk about the movie, should we talk about the state that birthed this film?
Rhode Island.
Yep. Okay. I have some facts. Should I share some facts?
Yes. Rhode Island.
All right. So its nickname, it has 2.
An island. I don't think
it's not an island. I found out why it's called that, though. There's actually several theories. So it is known as the Ocean State, or somewhat derogatively as Lil Rhodey. Ooh. That just seems upsetting. And that's because it is the smallest state in the entire United States by area. It is additionally the 7th least populous state. However, on account of it being so small, it is the 2nd most densely populated state after New Jersey, despite the fact it is the 7th least populous.
Well, tell me, how many people live there? Why is it so crowded?
1.1 million people.
Oh, yeah.
As many people as live in my house. And in fact, the state is the same size as my house. So maybe I live in Rhode Island. I don't know.
I daydream of the days, what was it, Delaware? We found out that had more chickens than people.
Yep.
That was a unique state,
Yes,
George.
to get we got some good facts there. I remember Delaware. The thing I always remember about Delaware is that the DC universe claims that's where Metropolis was. And I'm like, really? And I also remember that Metropolis had a population of like 7 million people. That was more than lived in Delaware. I'm like, come on, DC, you idiots. We all know it's New York. It's all New York. You just made everything New York.
Yep.
All right, let me climb down off my little
Chicago
soapbox.
with Gotham.
Chicago's also New York. I mean, no, Gotham's also New York. They're all New York.
That's
and
a lot
then
of
the
people.
Titans are in New York. What the fuck's going on there? DC Comics, give me a call. I'm going to straighten this shit out for you. So Rhode Island, this is weird, right? Mm-hmm. There's actually a part of Rhode Island. Rhode Island makes up the Narragansett Bay, which I always thought was entirely the province of
Pirate Tales
of Massachusetts.
Hey.
But pirates do come into the story, Tim.
Oh.
But within Narragansett Bay is a island which has now been named a Quidneck Island because it was confusing. There's confusing. An island called Rhode Island.
Oh.
And they started calling the state Rhode Island after part of the state, which is called Rhode Island. Because, Tim, this is not even a joke.
Okay.
Until 2020, the actual official name of the state of Rhode Island was called State of Rhode Island and Providence Plantations.
Ooh.
Yep. Speaking of Providence, its largest city and its capital is Providence. And it is the 13th state joining the Union in 1790, the last of the original 13 states. The reason Rhode Island comes up as a name, there's two theories. One is that a early explorer compared it to the actual Rhodes in Greece. Like, that island looks like Rhodes.
What's a road in Greece look like?
Listen, are you making jokes?
I don't know. I know Roman roads.
Oh my God.
And
That's where
roads.
all roads lead to Rome.
Yes.
And the other reason is they think it was a Dutch guy saying it was a red island and that eventually became Rhode Island. Yeah.
That's in Rouge? Is that where road?
I think the word is actually rude. Let's do the rest of this podcast in a Dutch accent.
I don't know.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know.
I don't know how to do it. Yeah, I don't know. We're not good at accents, people. Okay, so Tim, you want to jump in here with your weird laws and your flags and bits?
Yep. Sad to know I couldn't find a sleeping law, but
that's because nobody sleeps in Rhode Island. It's so small that their heads are actually outside the state when they lay
have to stand
down.
up.
Yeah.
Well, it's in Rhode Island. It's illegal to throw pickle juice on a trolley. You forgot to tell me about your first trolley, but we'll get to it.
I'm getting to it afterwards. I wish I'd known you were doing trolleys.
I don't know if pickle juice is a metaphor for something, but
well, Tim, now think about what body part looks like a pickle.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I was hoping you'd help me with this metaphor.
I'm just saying, listeners, mine personally looks like a pickle. That's an unhealthy color, and don't even get me started on little bumps. But there are some body parts that look like pickles. We're a good podcast.
It's illegal to have radios if you're a felon. So
what?
All we got to do is trick Trump to visit there with his radio. We'll catch him.
Yeah.
But
you know what? The judiciary won't do anything to stop him. They're like, we exalt you, our new Lord and Master. Those fucking pigs.
It's also illegal to be a traitor. So
a traitor or a traitor? Like Trader
traitor,
Joe's or
traitor.
Donald Trump?
Traitor,
Okay.
like Donald Trump.
Yeah, so if he goes there at all, he's in trouble.
Or if that guy from the McDonald's in Allegheny, PA, if he goes there.
Wasn't it a lady?
Oh, I don't know who.
Yeah.
It's also, this is funny,
Uh-huh.
biting off someone's limb. It's illegal to intentionally bite off someone's limb in Rhode Island. So,
Tim, I have a serious question. Is that for real or is this you making the joke?
that's what I found. I made no jokes.
Really?
There are no jokes in these.
I will point out,
laws.
whenever we come across these laws, it means somebody did it.
Yes.
Like, you don't make that rule as a precaution. You do that rule because, like, old man Henderson bit off old man Wilson's leg. I'm looking this up. Illegal.
It was probably just the
bite.
ear.
That's not a limb. A limb is an arm or a leg. I found the exact. I'm going to read this.
Okay.
Every person who shall voluntarily, maliciously, or of purpose put out an eye, slit the nose, ear, or lip, or cut off, bite off, or disable any limb or member of another shall be imprisoned not exceeding 20 years nor less than 1 year.
Wow.
Wow. So somebody done got something bit off it. And a nose slit, other shit. There was some rough times in Rhode Island.
There was. Flag, or do you want to talk about the trolleys?
I don't know.
What do you think?
You do flag.
Well, this is the best flag so far. When we're done with this,
Really?
I'm going to have to.
Really?
Yeah, it's just a nice anchor with the date 1636, and it's a nice drawing of an anchor. It's almost
This
like
ties
a
in with their
Popeye logo.
Oh my God! What happens if you eat spinach there? Does it get big and turn?
No.
Does it shoot cannons?
Shoots cannons. Certain places.
They do call themselves ocean states, so it makes sense they have an anchor. They're really not set. They're not paying attention to the land portion of their state. They're really all about the water. All right, so let me the first streetcar. There was two bits of. All right, in 1865, the first horse-drawn streetcar appeared in Providence, but the first electric streetcar didn't appear until 1887 in a place called Woonsocket. Which I just wanted to read that fact because I wanted to say Woonsocket. I tried to look up the first elevator and was utterly unable to because Google is bad these days. But specifically, the problem is that there is a hotel called the Graduate Providence Hotel, formerly the Biltmore in Providence, which opened a fancy glass elevator in 1979. I know. You got excited.
It flew through the ceiling?
It flew through the ceiling. It killed thousands of Oompa Loompas. Charlie Bucket, they only recovered portions of his corpse afterwards. Yeah, he was devoured by the man he was in there with, a certain William Wonka. But that 1979 elevator just screws up. You can't look up anything beyond that. Everyone just talks about this fucking glass elevator. 79, maybe. Tim, you were already like 50 when that came out.
Possibly. They tried out the trolleys and people were throwing pickle juice on trolleys. And they're like, we're not doing this with elevators.
They're like, you know what would look better? If we had an elevator that went up high, it was glass, so we could see the pickle juice from a distance.
That's what happened. They made it out of glass. They could see the pickle juice.
Yeah, bat and spider. And the final, I would like to offer a cryptid, and I was pretty excited about this one. It's the Gloucester Ghoul. Now, Tim, I know you would try to say
that.
Have you really?
Or just it sounds fun. I don't know.
It's cool. Well, this is funny. First off, Gloucester in this instance is not spelled the Gloucester.
Oh, it's not Gloucester.
No, it's not Gloucester. No H in there at all. So no why you'd say that. Because there is a Gloucester in Massachusetts, and they wanted to differentiate themselves, so they name it Glocester. No U. The Gloucester Ghoul, in 1839, men looking for Captain Kidd's buried treasure saw a large animal, what they said had wings and large round eyes, and fire coming from its nostrils and mouth, with duck feet, and that rattled as it walked. And I got this from an article in the Boston Globe called Monster, Cow, or Ghost. I'm betting it was a cow. I'm betting it was a cow, and these men were drinking moonshine.
Yeah,
just were like, drinking fire. Yeehaw. Or maybe, Tim, just maybe, they were the men who made today's movie. How's about that for a segue? So tell us about this movie, Tim. This was your choice.
I picked it. Let me do our disclaimer. We like to watch movies where people are no longer alive. So if you're listening and you worked on this movie.
We're looking at you, Caleb Emerson, the director and writer, with Haig DeMargian.
As George has said, we never made a movie. And we're not just shitting on you because you made a movie, because you made a movie. And making movies is hard. But we're going to laugh about it.
And also, let me just say, I am not going to shit in this movie. Tim, I straight up loved this movie.
Okay.
Earlier today, I watched this, and I came downstairs, and my wife is used to me coming up and just being in various states of just wounded when I finish watching a film. And she's like, how was today's film? And I was like, I really enjoyed it. And she actually stopped what she was doing, put her hands on the table, and goes, I've never heard you say that about a Seddy Bimco film. I'm like, this is one of the best things we've ever watched. I straight up loved this film. Okay. I was looking up other films by this guy. There's unfortunately not a lot. He's done a lot of editing work.
Oh, yeah, go ahead. I wrote it down and I can't remember it, so keep going.
He filmed a movie entirely at Spawn Ranch. Did you see that?
I did not see that.
Yeah. I forgot what it's called.
He made a movie. Oh, he made a short called, I'll find it, Sex Lotties. Mixing Pilates and sex. I can find this.
Wait, really? The movie he filmed, the film he made that was entirely filmed at Spawn Ranch, a.k.a. the home of, what's his face?
Mr. Charles Manson.
Oh, you got a Mr. Wow. You always want to give the right amount of credit to mass murdering cult leaders.
I do.
It's called Frankie and Blunderland.
Okay.
Now, I'm going to definitely suggest that as a future Seddy Bimco film after we finish the odious 50 Nifty.
So I'll be upfront. I didn't love completely the movie, and that's mostly because
you were
hour
drunk?
And 40 minutes long.
Flew by.
Come on,
Tim. It flew by.
Schindler's List.
First off,
hour 15 minutes.
Unlike every other shitty movie we saw, this thing was on YouTube without any ads. That's probably because of the copious amounts of nudity in this film. So they're probably trying to fly a little under the radar. But so first off, if you like to say you know what, I want to see just lots of naked women, watch this movie. If you want to see lots of synthetic boners, watch this movie. This movie I enjoyed the fuck out of this movie.
Can I read the synopsis so people know?
Yeah, I'd be very curious to hear what the synopsis for it is, actually.
It's very simple.
Okay.
Serial killer Red Tool sets off on a globe-trotting quest in search of his missing wife, the lovely Violet, caught in the clutches of the evil Baron Nefarious, who, of course, plans to conquer the world or something by turning everyone into zombies.
Yeah,
that's the plot.
That's actually very succinct. I will say, if you're expecting a lot of zombies in this film, you're not going to get them. It's weird. This movie It rambles. It kind of drifts. It's got some fucking performances and a half. But I knew I was going to love this movie right from the beginning, where just like, you know, like the studio that produced it, and studio is probably a generous term, called, what is it? Zombastic Productions. It's like this kind of like stop motion skull getting injected and screaming. I literally saw this and was like, it was the first thing I see as I turned this on. I clapped my hands, like rubbed my fingers and sat down like, this is going to be good. And it was, even though it immediately goes into what I will quote unquote call narration by Hassel Atkins. Hassel Atkins is they kept calling him the rockabilly one-man band legend.
I'm sorry. Yes, I looked up him. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, he's famous.
I'll tell you about him unless you read it.
Oh, no. Did you get his stuff? Let's hear it.
Well, when we get to him. I've got it in my notes.
He has the opening narration, which I couldn't understand a word of. I'm like, oh, boy. Yeah, go on.
Well, before you get in the movie, did you read the trivia at all? Since you were into it?
Didn't, no.
Well, editor of this movie, Daniel Strange. He cut
related to Doctor Strange?
No, editor Daniel Strange cut this film to fulfill his end of a bet made with director Caleb Emerson while the two of them were in film school together. Strange and Emerson hated each other and claimed to hate each other to this day. In an attempt to jinx each other, they made an agreement that if Strange got funding for a feature film first, that Caleb would have to do the special effects. And if Caleb got funding for his feature first, Strange would have to edit his film for free. So it says they never spoke throughout the process of editing this film.
Yeah, there's a great bit I'm going to read you from the official website for this movie. Because this movie, it's actually got like an official website. Like, this is the thing. This is a real movie. This is about the editor. Daniel attended film school with Caleb, where the two became what is colloquially known as frenemies, which is a stupider way of saying enemies. Everyone check it out. Go check out the, it's actually calebmerson.com. Oh, not Caleb Merson, Caleb Emerson. Like I said, he's the writer, producer, and director.
Yes. I'm sorry, I got this wrong. The man who plays Nefarious in this movie, we're going to get to him, but he's the one who made a short film called Strip Pilates. Combination of stripping and Pilates. It's the only other film I could find.
He also co-founded Jersey City Comics, where he runs a weekly comic drawing session.
Really?
Yeah.
I missed that.
It's on the official website.
Like
Baron Nefarious, Jeff Mosher.
There's a man called Stavros in this, an older man. I think he's the oldest man in the movie.
Yep.
Did you read his biology? His bio.
Stavros, the actor who plays him, Jamie Gilness, is currently enjoying the debaucherous afterlife, devouring women, men, and food, or so we think. He's having a drink with... I can't read because...
What are you reading?
I'm reading off the official website.
Oh, well, I just meant his history. He was trained as an actor in the early 70s, and he drifted into performing in a lot of pornographic movies.
Oh, really?
Yep. He stayed in that film until the 90s.
Good for him.
And
I suspect a lot of the roles in this movie were played by pornographic actors. I did notice the credits. I was kind of like, I wasn't writing them down, but there was a lot of funny names in the credits that were clearly pseudonyms. So shall we start talking people through?
The spaceship crashes. I'll get them started.
1970.
It was okay special effect.
It was.
Yeah. I was excited there.
1970, a place called Hell Island. Creative name. This Darth Vader sounding guy crashes his spaceship. He's got a robe on. I'm like, all right. I think there's maybe some racism going on because there's people wearing coolie hats cutting stuff in the field. I'm like, oh, what is that? But
I kind of missed that.
Yeah. And then we skip to like credits playing like a Jason sort of song, like a kill, kill, kill. Kill, kill, kill. I wrote down in my notes here, this is bananas. And then we're at like a lover's lane.
George.
Yeah.
George, in my notes, I wrote, this movie does not take itself too seriously.
Yeah. This is, I'm like loving it. So we're at like a lover's lane. There's like a Cadillac convertible. This woman in this pink bikini is aggressively mounting the face of a guy in the back seat. I'm betting she was probably an actor of adult films too.
Possibly.
And a guy with a scythe suddenly appears, this bald, muscular guy, and he's about to kill them. And she says, I love you. And then the guy with the scythe goes, aw, she loves them. And he doesn't kill them. However, this is what I'm like, this is like a story Tim wrote. There's a bunch of fucking hippies, like stoners, sitting around a campfire taking bong hits.
Yes.
And he fucking decapitates all these guys, heads rocketing into the air.
I have something to say. Later, he does say, I killed some hippies. And like, first of all, this movie's 2005. Secondly, the kids, they looked like 90 kids. They had blonde hair with dreadlocks. Like they'd be playing hacky sack. You didn't notice? They were like 90 kids.
The time was all over the place because like then the next, what like he kills these hippies. Hippies still do exist. They have to hide from humanity, but they're still out there. But like when we meet him and his girlfriend, it seems very 1950s.
Yeah. And they're both cannibals, I guess, because they're eating the bodies that he brought home.
Well, before we get to that, though, there's the narrator comes in.
Okay.
What happened so many years ago in this deserted mystical paradise? The world may never know, if not for 3 brave paleoarchaeologists.
Yep.
And we meet these ladies. First he says the name of this creature that they're looking for is the half man, half fish creature known as amphibious guy.
Yes.
And then we see these 2 like hot blonde ladies, and they're like listed. They're like talking about like how this is it. They found this fossil.
She keeps naming cryptids. I thought you were writing it down. She kept saying all these words.
I did.
Oh.
Well, she wrote down all the names that they call this amphibious guy because the stories go back hundreds of years, and they're names in Spanish. So I'm going to say the Spanish first, Tim. Then I'm going to translate for you. El hombre de la laguna, although she said Laguna. That's the man from the lagoon.
Oh, Italian.
Yeah. La negra extraña de la agua. That's the black stranger from the water.
Okay.
El peche putan despiadada. That's the merciless fish cunt. That's dirty. But
I remember
it's just this joke. And like one woman says it in the Spanish, the other one very flatly says it back in English. Tim, here's my list.
Oh.
I wrote other names.
I figured. I have this right here. I think George will be excited about all these cryptid names. I'm not kidding you.
It matches all George's love. Cryptid names, fish monsters, bad Spanish. All right. So the first one I wrote, Tim, you ready for it?
I'm ready.
El Dorco Jurassico.
Oh, do I have to guess what these mean?
No, you will never know because you're terrible at Spanish.
Oh, the director of Jurassic Park, Steven Spielberg.
Yeah. No, you're not allowed to guess. The Jurassic Dork. This one you might know. ¿Dónde está la biblioteca?
That's reading.
No,
there's some reading in there. Biblio.
No, it's where's the library?
Yeah, see?
Yeah, see, we got that. But
you're
Tim,
trying to say. I'm smart.
Jose Cara de Pez.
We got a Pez in there. So I got candy.
Yep. Nope. I'd stop guessing. You're ruining my rhythm. That's Joe Fishface. El fallo que camina como un hombre pez.
It's another Pez.
The phallus that walks like a fish man.
Oh.
Or actually, man-fish, I wrote. La criatura de la laguna negra.
Okay.
Creature from the Black Lagoon.
Ah, nice.
Hoy, al menos pudimos ver algunas mujeres desnudas.
Noodles. I don't know.
It's actually, hey, at least we got to see some naked ladies. Yeah.
Nice.
Hey, yep. El pene escamoso.
Penne. That is a type of pasta.
No, that's penne. Penne. This is the scaly penis. This one you might know. El murciélago y la araña.
No, that one's got me.
That's the bat and the spider.
Ah.
And this one I think you'll know. Namor, el submarino.
Yep. Namor.
Namor the Submariner. Yep. And the final name that this creature is known as is Tim. All right, here we go.
You made those all up?
I made those all up. So people who speak Spanish are better than me.
Right.
I realize some of those probably are not 100% accurate. But my wife, if you were listening, she's not listening. She's never listened to a single episode of my podcast. But if you're listening, you speak Spanish fluently. Let me know how I did.
Okay.
So the 2 hot women return to camp looking for their 3rd member, who's also a hot member. And they find the fossil they're talking about, which we see from a drawing, is actually like a giant fishman's boner.
Yes.
Hence my nicknames.
There's several. The people that made this movie liked boners and nipples.
Yeah, they sure did.
So
Now, you do see a lot of real nipples in this movie, but I don't think you see any real boners. Most of the boners are synthetic. And there's also a lot of mention of rubber dicks. They just talk about that a lot in the script. They hear this splash. They go, oh, they pan really quickly. They find these clothes laying there. And then when we see Nikki, who's the third member of their group, is just skinny dipping. And I'm like, say. Yeah. And this is when I got it pretty. First, Tim, let me recount
I want to hear what you got there.
First, I got kind of, I'm like excited. I'm like, wow, they're showing like boners. Like, they're not real boners. They're weird fossil boners on YouTube. But then these ladies, all three of them, they all got naked. We saw everything.
I know.
Tim, we saw their butts. We saw their boobs. We saw their front bits.
Yep. Free
and then we
YouTube,
hear a
people.
voice. And then a guy who's like, let's just say he's my insertion in this. We don't know who he is yet. But in a voice, he's wearing a robe. He goes, oh, what do we have here? Nubile flesh on Hell Island.
Yep.
And then it's
then
night.
They go to sleep, and they see the fish monster, and it runs into the water.
Before they see that, though, we see them slow-mo in the thongs in the tent.
I know.
This movie likes to show butts. But the amphibious guy comes out. He's got a boner. He's walking around. One girl runs out in her tiny... Yeah.
That's the joke, because I missed that. He just ran to the water.
Well, I thought he was chasing the one girl who comes out in her underwear, but it turns out she's chasing him.
And they cry when he runs away.
Yeah.
I don't know what that was about.
She also wipes out in slow motion, and we get to see her butt wiggle in slow motion, which made me laugh.
I wasn't sure if that was a mistake.
No, I think that was very deliberate by the director, Caleb Emerson. He knows what he wanted to see. And then, as Tim says, the three girls are sitting there crying, watching the fish man walk in, and then the guy in robe grabs them, and then scene ends.
Takes them off. Takes them away. So Red Tool and Violet are our other main characters. Red Tool just out of nowhere says he always wanted to be a superhero, and Violet gives him a skin suit like Ed Gein, except it's a superhero suit.
He's the Red Tool is the guy who killed the hippies. So he has a bag full of like body parts, and they eat that. I'm like, oh, are they zombies? And then she makes him a superhero costume that's made of skin with skin undies with the severed human penis. Yep. And she says it's so beautiful and marvelous. I'm like,
and then they jump on a table and smash it to make love.
Yep, and there's a great line here.
Yeah.
She goes, know what I love? And he goes, rubber dicks? And she goes, well, yeah, but that's not what I was going to say. Then they're having sex on the table, and she seems to be pegging him with a rubber dick. And a guy answers, there's a knock at the door, and it's cops. The guy answers the door. He's literally got a... Yeah.
Those are names.
And Peanut is the director. And I bet you the other guy is probably the writer, the co-writer. Peanut has head trauma. He can only say his name, Peanut. And so they're looking for the missing Maldonado sisters, who turns out they're the three hot girls from the scene before. And then they're talking to him. He's literally got a body part in his mouth. You do like what?
Hand, yeah. I do like here that they just ask about that, and then they see blood on the floor. They're like, well, what's that? And he has a long story about a spider.
It's so weird. They go, what's this? He goes, blood. I know that. What's it from? A spider. A big spider. You notice he didn't mention it was from a bat, because he doesn't listen to Bat and Spider.
Nope.
This movie is great.
Well, I didn't say it was terrible. It's too long.
You kind of did, too.
It wasn't. That's all.
Tim,
hour 10,
Tim,
fine.
I'm going to order the DVD of this film because I'm hoping there's an extended cut. Like, I'm so excited to see this as an active website. Like, this is like up there with Jack Weiss with me. Like, I'm like, yes. When I suggested as a huge mistake to do regional films, like, this is like, remember, Tim, do you remember when we did Massachusetts and you chose some shitty movie that was actually filmed entirely in Texas?
Partially in Texas, yeah.
Do you know this movie was partially filmed in Massachusetts, so we kind of saved the day? Like, this is...
We saved the
good
day.
Job, this movie.
I planned that. So, yeah, it's a long story. And then we meet a guy in a mask who looks like the Emperor from Star Wars.
Yep. He's the Darth Vader guy. It turns out he sounds like Darth Vader, looks exactly like the Emperor. Or if you ever saw that old 90s, I know you wouldn't have seen this, Tim, but there was like a Mighty Morphin Power Rangers ripoff show called like Battle Beetleborgs or something.
Wow, never heard of
that. There was a ghost that looked kind of like Elvis on the show, and he had these big prosthetic facial features. Like, this guy looks just like that. If you know what I'm talking about, write to us at Seddy Bimco and me at the end at gmail.com.
No, don't.
Bat and Spider. I know you know. Kevin Cablasto probably knows.
He knows. They're watching a TV show called Wife Swappin'. Is that what it's called? Oh, a show called Wife Swappin' Rodeo. That's what.
Yeah, it's weird. They're watching a commercial and then suddenly they're there in the audience.
It's like the Newlywed Game, and we talked about that.
It's exactly like the new. It's so weird. We just talked about it last week, right?
2 weeks.
2 weeks ago? Yeah, we just were talking about this. It's so odd that it's on here.
And so they do ask the question, how many times do you like to make whoopee? And Red Tool and his wife are on the show. It's weird. I don't know what's happening there.
Yeah. Oh, it's very odd. This movie is not concerned with narrative sense.
And they're like, all the time. And they start.
No, they say frequently.
Frequently.
We know that. How frequently? She goes, very frequently. They just start fucking. And some suddenly we're behind the scenes and some production assistant runs over and tries to stop them. And Violet, Red's girlfriend, starts eating her.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of that too.
Yeah, which I'm like, are they zombies? Are they zombies? They're eating lots of human flesh in this.
Yes, this movie went for it in a big way.
What was it, Tim?
Well, I just mean everything, but for me, I just wanted one piece of normality to rub up against the bizarreness. Because our superhero's a cannibal. Yep. There's nobody just a little bit normal to relate to in this.
No, but Tim, the weird thing about this is this movie. And I'm not saying this I'm being serious. This movie feels like one of your stories that you write, one of your revenge stories.
What? Come on.
Yeah, just weird and rambling and going to different places and all the characters are just insane. This really felt like this was the most Tim Hamilton movie.
No.
Maybe, Tim, you need to look at yourself. The way this movie made you feel, this is the way you would make our listeners feel if we had any listeners. Yeah. Every week, this is what they feel like when they hear your stories.
My stories are many and varied. So then we see our zombie girls, I think. He's made those girls.
We didn't mention this. Yeah, he has a thing called a Zombitron. This is this guy, this emperor-looking guy.
Who's called?
And it's a little gun. He's actually working on something called an enormo Zombitron, but he needs zombies to make the enormo Zombitron. But he's kidnapped those 3 hot girls in the beginning who are tied up in their thongs to a dog leash for some reason with a dog attached. And he shoots them with this, and they become sexy green topless zombie babes with purple hair and nipples.
Should say they're topless all the time. Just
they're not always topless. Sometimes they have jumpsuit. No.
Okay. But yeah, the nipples are always there.
So yeah, we see a lot of nipples. So he falls in love with Violet on the TV show. He's like, that's the woman for me. Then he pulls out his giant penis, puts it on a table, puts on a record, and the topless zombie girls all around there, each holding 2 hammers in their hands.
Yes.
And he just has them to the music as he bops his head, smash his giant penis with hammers. And then the scene ends with him saying, now which one of you is going to play with my ass?
Yes.
And I'm like, this is a good movie. We go to Red and Violet. They're having a picnic where they're eating a human head while a family with too many kids is watching nearby. They're eating a human head.
Violet,
yeah, the Emperor guy and his zombies show up and they grab Violet because Red has gone up to get champagne or something. And they kidnap her. And the Emperor guy leaves this flowery note that says at the end, P.S. look behind you.
Yeah.
And then there's a pretty hilarious fist fight between Red and this one random zombie guy that ends where Red pulls off his balls. And then he says the titular line.
Yep. Well, how's he
screams, die, you zombie bastards! Should we mention this guy's delivery?
Oh, yeah. He's over the top all the time, too.
And all the time. It's very sing-songy. It's hilarious. Apparently, he's really an English teacher now. I love it. Imagine you have this guy in high school teaching you English. He's like, now to read To Kill a Mockingbird. And one day, for whatever reason, you find out that he was in a movie called Die, You Zombie Bastards.
And we meet Baron Nefarious because we didn't know his name, I don't think, yet.
No, he signed the note N, and I was like, did we miss it? But we reveal. And a running joke is every time he says his name, they add extra names to it.
He's named Baron Nefarious, but
uh-huh.
It's like Count Nefarious, that old X-Men villain who nearly destroyed the Avengers in issues 165 and 166. We've
mentioned him before because that's where Thunderbird dies fighting him.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
It's a good 2-issue Avengers story.
It is. Drawn by John Byrne.
Yep. That Wonder Man uses Captain America's shield in that issue.
Yep.
He
uses it, though, just to eat ice cream. He just puts ice cream in it.
Yes, I know.
I think we can all agree Wonder Man's the worst Avenger. He sucks. I think so. He's so uninspired. His name is Wonder Man. He's quote unquote made of energy, but he doesn't look like he's made of energy. He has red eyes, I guess, under his glasses and his stupid safari jacket.
So George, Count Nefarious. Count Nefarious wants Violet and wants to marry her.
It's actually Baron Nefarious.
Baron.
Count Nefarious is the guy who killed Thunderbird.
He does kidnap
Thunderbird
her.
died tries to aftermath. Yeah,
and she's worried her boobs aren't big enough for him.
Well, no, he says. She's like, wait, you chose of all the people in the world, you chose me. He's like, I need to make a few adjustments to your boobs.
Yes, flashbacks because
we get some utterly pointless flashbacks to like him taking trig
exams
in college, and then her taking in high school, which I thought was pretty funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what that inspired me to do?
A list?
A list.
Let's hear it, Tim.
The top 3 most cringeworthy flashbacks in history.
Oh, wow. Okay, let's hear it.
Whenever Superman remembers seeing that badly drawn Batman tattoo that Lois had on her butt when they made love in Superman 2.
That's who drew that? Did Batman himself do it when he was
probably
having his way with her? Yeah. That he's an egomaniac and puts his fucking bat signal in everything.
Number 2, whenever someone remembers the time that they typed trolley pickle juice into Pornhub. Ooh, that's, Number 3, when Elon Musk remembers the time his evil twin stole his emotion chip and never gave it back.
Oh, I don't like that one. Earlier. I don't like that one because that absolves Elon Musk being the worst person in the universe from some of the blame.
Yeah.
Like, how bad would his evil twin have to be the evil twin to a man who is pure evil? Would his evil twin be like Jesus Christ? Like he's the opposite? He's like, I don't know.
Or Data.
Let's skip a few scenes here because, so he's gonna make her boobs big, blah blah blah. Red goes to the cops and they're not helpful because, they're just not.
Detective Len, yeah.
Detective Len Kilgard.
I like his joke. He says, "Now get out of here unless you're here to wax my car." That's what the cop says to.
That was pretty funny. Yeah. He also asked if your wife says any enemies. He goes, "Well, only when the mood strikes," because he thought he said enemas. Because they're yeah. But a guy appears to him in the police station. This is the first appearance of the character that we'll know as Stavros, who is played by that actor, the old porn actor. Yeah,
the old porn actor. That's what you just call. That's what they call him, the old porn actor.
And he tells him to go see a guy in Pittsburgh named Baruda Didata or something. And then the guy literally disappears. Red goes home, puts on his superhero costume that Violet made him, which again is made with. It's like what's his name? That serial killer we mentioned him, Ed Gein. Yeah,
I said that. Ed Gein suit.
Yep. A song that's actually called "Dies You Zombie Bastard" song plays as he puts on the costume. He runs to Pittsburgh. We see a map like they do in the Indiana Jones films.
He doesn't seem to have superpowers.
He literally swims across the Atlantic Ocean twice, so I'd say he has superhuman endurance, if nothing else.
So they go to Pittsburgh to meet that guy, Barunta Dunta. Is that his name? That Red goes there. Red is told to go to Pittsburgh.
I wrote it. It's like Baron Nefarious. I don't know. It's like he's a Jamaican guy. Let's just say that.
George doesn't care about pronouncing it right. He goes into that room. What's his name? Baruta Patata? He has a girl.
Let's say Baruda.
There's a girl in there playing the Operation game. If you know that one
from
topless.
Childhood. Yep.
She's topless and she's just playing that game. Anyway.
Just in the background, giggling loudly whenever she buzzes. And Baruda tells Red the story of Coconut Head Face Man.
Who's basically like Jason.
It's Jason Voorhees. Yeah, he even says, he's like, that man who kills people who wears the hockey mask, he does the same thing with a coconut head. Yes. And then he gives Baruda, who's sitting the entire time in a bathtub, pulls out this conch shell that's in the bathtub with him. And he's like, if you blow this conch shell, it will scare away Coconut Head Face Man.
Which has nothing to do with the plot.
But it does kill zombies later. And in fact, we should mention this is like the third time in the plot where the monster has shifted. Because this movie started off with a weird boner fish, a boner fishman. And then we're following Baron Nefarious and his zombies for a bit. Yeah. And now suddenly it's Coconut Head Face Man.
Well, yeah. This middle part doesn't push the plot ahead. That's why I was...
Well, it does a little bit because then he shows him... Yeah, he has this weird Coconut Head Man story, which I didn't get. And then he has a picture of like a woman's cleavage.
That's his wife, Violet. And he goes, "You got that?"
No, it's not Violet.
No, Red carried that picture the whole movie. Like, I'm looking for her. I thought it was his wife's.
Yeah,
cleavage.
because. Oh no, you didn't pay attention.
Oh,
she tells him go over the water to find this woman.
Oh, all right.
Red swims to Sweden apparently, and there's a really funny bit where he's speaking to this woman in Spanish. He goes to this house. And he goes, I don't understand you. Do you speak American? And she's speaking Swedish. She goes, no, but I have subtitles. And it's in subtitles. Like, He has a weird dream sequence where they do a little spoof of Clash of the Titans with the Kraken. I was excited. And the Kraken, it's a Kraken puppet.
With a giant penis.
His wife, giant penis. Giant boner, specifically. Violet's chained to a rock just like Andromeda.
I said George would be excited about this. Not for the Kraken, but for the giant penis. Wow.
You know what's funny? I immediately, like, even before we saw the Kraken, I'm like, that woman's chained up like Andromeda.
Well, he follows this woman. He's in Sweden. He runs by some ladies who are topless, and they're like, we need men. Like, he's the only man there.
Yep. Yeah, for some reason, this town, it must have been a reference to something. There's only women there. He does see Stavros again, who is the character played by the male porn star, who is in Lederhosen, and he's rolling a giant cheese along. This movie, this is the first of many weird cheese jokes. And he tells her, oh, you need to go to the next town to find Super Inga, whose boobs those are.
Yes, and it's like a bar.
He does fight zombies en route, and he blows the conch shell, and one of the zombies dies.
Okay.
Then he sees naked ladies in a field. They're like, heat's too much for gardening or clothing. They take their clothes off, and they chase him. And he goes
she does say she wants some of his American skin flute. There's some really stupid lines in this.
Well, that's when he gets to Super Inga's tavern. He goes in there. They go, Lord of Light, a man. And then we get in subtitles. They say, do you think he will allow me the pleasure of licking his sweaty balls off of the salty cock? I'm like, what?
Jeez. Yeah.
And then he's talking to the bartender who is like, she says Tim's line, give me a sample of your exotic American skin flute. Mm-hmm. And then she unzips, and it turns out the shot that was the picture, it was her. She's Super Inga. That's whose cleavage it was. Yeah.
And she tells also a story that has nothing to do with the movie about the cheese goblin who throws hot cheese on ladies' nipples.
Olaf the cheese demon. It's this weird puppet, this weird orange puppet.
I mean, it's funny, but again, didn't push the plot forward.
No, but we do get to see a weird little puppet pull off a woman's shirt while she's sleeping, and then throw hot cheese on it. And then we do briefly see Super Inga naked where she says, ride me like an ibex, but it doesn't mean anything. And she sends him to talk to Hassel Atkins, the narrator from the beginning, the one-man rockabilly band legend.
Yep, we'll get to him.
Yep. Let's see. Zombies arrive. There's a bar fight.
Oh, yeah. Speeded up bar fight and kind of a black and white flashback bar fight. Is that where that happens?
Yeah.
That also confused me.
The film melts for a second.
Yeah.
And then a Los Producciones Zombastica newsreel plays. And it's like an old-timey newsreel, but it's in Spanish. And we see...
Old-timey, and George liked it.
I did love it. It was old-timey because it was in Spanish, Tim. And we see like a weird like Mexican version of Red as a superhero, and he has a sidekick, and they're fighting zombies, and it's all told in this ridiculous... And then all of a sudden it returns to the movie, and Super Inga takes a big piece of cheese and hits the zombie that's choking Red, and it explodes and it blows up his head.
Yes.
And then she gives him cheese bombs. And then she reveals that she had previously said she didn't know how she was not hurt by Olaf the cheese demon who would melt women's nipples. And she opens her shirt to reveal her melted nipples and cries.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now Red's back in West Virginia.
Most shocking
in the US.
open shirt scene since...
Since what, Tim? Oh, I love when Tim starts a reference. You can see in his face, everybody. He's not committing. He doesn't have it. What is it going to be? What? So what? What?
When Schwarzenegger went to Mars and he forgot everything.
Oh, you know what I was thinking of? I was thinking of Mallrats, the scene where the psychic at the dirt mall opens up her shirt and she has 3 nipples.
I was thinking of that. Yeah, I can't remember what. What is that movie?
Keep that in. You're talking Total Recall.
Total Recall.
Tim.
Total Recall.
How ironic you couldn't remember the name Total Recall.
About this episode, but maybe we'll figure it out at the end of this episode why that's happening.
Oh. All right. So they go to West Virginia because he has to find this guy, Hassel Atkins.
Okay, George. Hassel Atkins. Yeah. You read nothing about him?
No. So I'm excited to hear this.
He's what you call, there's outsider artists that never got training. He was considered an outsider musician because he just picked up a guitar and has been playing it since he was a child, even though he's never been instructed as how to play. He loved to eat meat, specifically poultry, which is the subject of many of his songs.
What? I love it. Tim, how do you not love this film? All right, go on.
But this is his real life. This is the real person.
This is like the people who made this is your people who made this movie.
Oh, his diet reportedly consisted of as much as 2 gallons of coffee a day and copious amounts of liquor and cigarettes. He claimed to have but 3 loves in life: girls, guitars, and cars. Because in 1957, he and his 3 friends drove a car off a mountain, and the driver died after tumbling 70 feet. But
Jesus Christ,
Atkins survived with permanent back injury.
Huh.
There's some not so good stuff about Mr. Atkins because girls get him in trouble too.
1957?
That happened in 1957 when cars were
guy?
built to kill people. He was born during the Depression. He was old.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, go on.
So girls got him into trouble, George. Do I need to say how these girls got him into trouble?
Oh, God. I mean...
It's their fault for being so young, George. If I can give you a hint.
Oh.
So anyway, well, 16-year-old. Still not good, but he was...
No, that's not good at all.
He dated a 16-year-old when he was too old to be doing that. I don't know what his age was, so...
That's a real Jerry Lee Lewis sort of move.
Yep.
And that's a real Elvis sort of move.
Yes. Take that, Elvis.
Yeah, take that, Elvis, you turd.
He died after getting run over by a teenager on an ATV.
Wow.
Yes.
What?
Yes.
Oh, no.
So he's dead. That's why the movie's dedicated to him.
Yeah, so is the other guy. So is the guy who plays Stavros.
Did he die?
They're both dead. Like that, his bio, that's why he even said he's leading a debaucherous afterlife where he's drinking with Hassel.
Sorry. I forget.
He was run over by a teenager in 2005. That must have been like a week after they finished filming this movie.
The date this happened? I don't know what date.
You said 2005.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, it was soon after this.
All right.
It just said...
I will say, from everything you told me about this guy, they drink 2 fucking gallons of coffee a day, which is insane. And like eats nothing but meat and stuff. Like I assumed you said that he was like 40.
Well, I also want to say,
he didn't look great. No, but he looked good for his age.
He did. I thought so too.
Yeah.
And I saw some films of him playing his guitar. For the people who maybe will see this movie, when you go to meet him at his trailer home, that's his home. That wasn't that was the home I saw in his like movies of him playing guitar. So they just went to his trailer. I'm not belittling him for being obviously poor, but he lived in a trailer that was rusting in the woods kind of guy.
I mean, hey, Tim, this guy, I'll say this about him. He's got a Wikipedia page.
He does.
It's more than I can say. It's more than I can say for some people in this podcast.
We'll get to the bottom of that.
Tim.
What?
I know who did it.
Who could it be? This? Oh, Bat and Spider?
Bat and fucking Spider.
That's why they were jealous of you. Cool.
That's why that's why they have that laid back charm, because they know that they screwed you over with Wikipedia.
They tell him to find this place because it looks like Sanford and Son's place, like several times.
Yeah, which it didn't.
That's what I was going to say. It didn't. It's just a trailer. No. It's not in a junkyard. He kept his lawn okay. Inside his house, that's a different story. There are a few shots.
We don't see that, do we? Oh, we do?
I think we did a little bit. It was okay. Sorry, guy.
There's a weird training montage where he's training Red to be I guess the super. I don't know. It's very silly.
But hey, Hassel Atkins, he does live in a trailer. It's his real house, and it looks like Sanford and Son. Inside. It does? Inside. You missed a scene. Okay. It was a big giant mess of all sorts of stuff, George. I almost missed this because guess what he had in there? List? No, guess what he had in there?
He had the corpse of Red Fox stuck up in the corner.
The July 1986 issue of Playboy. Centerfold is Lois Lanekins. That's a funny name. Her turn-ons, men who wear capes.
Is Clark Kentkins?
Her turn-on is men who wear capes. Turn-offs, mild-mannered reporters.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Favorite song, Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
This sucks so hard.
Her ambition, to date a man who flies.
All right.
Her biggest regret, dating a man who ate flies.
Wow. Those Renfelds let you down every time.
Guilty pleasure, Batman.
Oh.
Favorite band, Super Tramp. Her favorite book, Man and Superman. And lastly, people she hates. People who can't tell that Patty Duke obviously plays both identical cousins on the Patty Duke Show. She hates
that's
it.
Fucking ironic.
People
it's so ironic. It's so ironic. Tim.
That's my
What year did that come out?
86.
Why did you not do like the year of Superman the movie?
I debated it greatly.
Okay.
86 is when John Byrne like revamped Superman. So see.
Oh, that's a shout out to our friend Foofy, who that was like one of his big books.
Oh, he shows Hassel, the magician. Wow. Musician.
Wow. What?
The boob picture.
What? Yep.
Oh, and then they work out. Yeah, you did do this.
He doesn't show him the boob picture.
Oh, anyway.
He already found the boobs.
Well, they rub it. There's some rubbing of that picture that goes on.
The rubbing picture happens earlier with the Swedish lady.
Okay. I'm mixed up. This middle part could have been cut out. So anyway.
Yeah, you know what? I suspect, here's my theory. The filmmakers are fans of Hassel Atkins, and they discovered that they had access to him. They're like, let's write a scene in where it kind of just like we do a weird training montage.
Yes.
Because, it doesn't, because like Hassel's big thing is he's like, oh, yeah. And he tells them to go to Stavros Pizza, where we meet Stavros again.
Yes.
And Stavros reveals that he's an alien. He's from another world where weird warlord mosquitoes made zombies on his world.
Yes.
And Nefarious uses the same tech here. Then suddenly a zombie wearing garlic runs out, stabs Stavros with the stake. Red bites off his fingers and puts a cheese bomb in his mouth and blows his head off. And Stavros is dead.
And then... I don't know where he goes next. He doesn't go to a lot of places. It's a lot of places. Okay, some of it was funny. And then he finally goes to where his wife is. So I forget what the last place is.
There's a bit I would love to get in before that.
Oh, his father. That's right. His father.
Oh, I wasn't even going to get to that part. I was just going to... Nefarious is in the operating theater with Violet, and he's giving her new boobs and gills. And he's like literally sticks like a bump pike, and he's like,
into
like
her nipple.
Yeah,
nipples.
But it's fake. It's a fake nipple.
Oh.
Just like previous Seddy Bimco film Mardi Gras Massacre.
I was going to say.
It blows up her boob real big, and then we meet Kid Fantastico. He's from the newsreel. He's tied up in the corner.
That was
funny. Nefarious is like, "Who the fuck are you?" And he's like, "I'm Kid Fantastico. We do everything together. We fight crime. We eat breakfast. We work out." And he's like, "What are you doing here?" And he's like, "Well, I guess you're going to turn me into an icy because he's in a big ice thing."
He's like a Batman 60s show kind of trap.
Yeah, but it's hilarious. He's like this weird Robin that's from the newsreel. And nobody knows who he is.
Yeah.
Then a very weird scene happens where Nefarious ties his very long nipples to Violet's toes
while she's unconscious.
Yeah, and he's like yanking
stretching
on him.
Out,
I'm like
playing him like a guitar.
Very uncomfortable. I even now I'm like I don't like nipple stuff. I don't like. I didn't like the nipple being inflated. This was really upsetting me.
Yes.
She wakes up from sedation. She goes,
"What are you doing?"
I felt something like sticky and wet pulling on my toes. And he goes, "Oh, that was my dog, Wendell Beauregard." And Tim, this is again, I'm like, that's a name you've used. That's definitely a name you've made up. Beauregard, you've done that. And she's like, "You have a dog named Wendell Beauregard, you pussy." He goes, "I'm not a pussy." Then he like plays a harp on his butt. I don't know what's happening at this point.
Yes, he's got needles sticking out of his butt like a porcupine.
Yeah, and he just plays it like a harp. It's very weird.
Yeah, I don't know what that had to do with anything.
Yep. Yeah, actually, I realized that'll happen before the Hassel thing. He shows up. Hassel pulls out a card.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, basically he tells him to go to his other house, which was probably the original place he went to before they got Hassel to do the scene. He goes into this house. There's a guy boiling shark jaws.
It's like Jaws. Got Jaws all over the wall.
It's very like Jaws. I was expecting him to talk like Quint.
Me too.
But instead, he is...
Or Popeye.
Popeye.
Is that Popeye's father?
It's a Poop Deck Pappy.
Poop Deck Pappy.
Why am I the one to tell you this? You have... Folks, if you listen to this, you know Tim comes down and like a ton of bricks. Yeah, he was on the cartoons. The same dude did the voice for Poop Deck Pappy, too.
How'd you know? You ran away when you heard the voice. You wouldn't watch.
No, because I fucking have read about Popeye. I love Popeye. I'm a bigger Popeye fan than you.
Probably are.
I just think his voice sounds like madness. Like, there's something about the way that actor goes, hey, it's like, it's weird. It's crazy. I prefer the comic and the movie.
Can you imagine being that guy's wife? That was a real guy.
It's true. Who would you rather be married to, Tim? The guy who did the voice of Popeye, assuming he always talks like that.
Or the guy who does the voice of Kevin Cablasto?
Oh. I was going to say Clarence Nash, the voice of Donald Duck.
Oh.
Which would you rather listen to all the time?
Donald Duck. That'd be more fun.
Yeah, it would be more fun. Right. Yeah. Plus, I hope he'd be like a rage machine like Donald Duck.
Yes.
He meets his dad. It's really stupid. This part I honestly did kind of...
I like this part.
Oh, okay. So you talk about this part. I don't like the dad.
His dad walks away, and he sees all the photos of when he was a child. Red as superhero.
Yeah,
it's
a little bit. Yeah, he was because he thought his dad was dead. He killed in the same terrible bagpiping accident that killed his mother, but
the pictures were so sentimental.
It was.
You just gotta walk right by them.
Maybe I hated it because it was a little sentimental. I'm like, why is this movie trying to make me care about this cannibal superhero?
He had a picture of Red's first pimple. He had a picture there.
No. Oh, it's a list.
Then he had a picture of Red's third pimple.
But he skipped the second one.
Well, then there was a photo of a drawing Red did of his second pimple. I forgot to photograph it.
I like that you can't say the word pimple.
There's too many nipples in this movie. It's making me think. Nipple.
You said pipple, though. Why does it make you think of nipples? Tim, when you see a pitbull in the street, do you check it for his nipples?
No.
People, don't let Tim touch your dog.
Oh, his dad gives him a ray gun. A big ray gun to shoot zombies with.
A weird super soaker ray gun, and he gives him a giant rubber dick.
A giant penis sculpture. It's almost like as big as ones in Clockwork Orange, if you want to picture it. Almost.
Yeah, and actually, he specifically calls it a rubber dick.
Yep.
But it is more like the one in Clockwork Orange. It looks like it's white paper mache.
For no reason. He just says, and here, this too.
He goes, use this for me. He tells him where to go because he turns out he knows Baron Nefarious.
Yep.
And he finally someone just says, yeah, he's Baron Nefarious. Go to Hell Island. Red swims to Hell Island, which is somewhere in the Bermuda Triangle. Baron Nefarious lives in Castle Grayskull. It's a giant skull with a giant castle with a skull in it.
And
its keyhole is a giant anus.
Because he pushes that penis into it. And it bleeds.
He puts the giant penis in there. It bleeds.
I was like, why is it bleeding? So I didn't get anus. I was thinking like, is this supposed to be a virgin block? And
no,
I was
it was supposed to be a big fucking butthole.
Yeah, I guess so. I wasn't.
And if you look, the blood is even kind of mixed with brown. It's like it's shitty blood. Yeah.
Too far, people.
Yeah, it's gross.
Too far.
So he's ramming the penis in this anus over and over, and the door opens. And then he walks past a giant Enormo Zombitron, which we know is going to be used by Nefarious to turn the entire world into zombies.
Yep.
And Nefarious is staging a wedding ceremony to Violet. Yeah, Violet. He is both the officiant and the groom. He keeps jumping back and forth. She's drugged. So
very bad.
He's also speaking for her. Red arrives. They say something about a counter to a solar eclipse has begun. And Red runs over to the machine, sets the radiation level to fucking run. And then a pizza delivery man shows up.
Yes.
And he's got
glasses for Red to wear because he's from Stavros's pizza shop. He's like Obi-Wan. He kind of glows.
Well, he is Stavros. He becomes the ghost of Stavros and winks. Did you see that part? Did you tune out?
Yeah. I just was like, is he possessing him or what? Because he didn't look like him at first.
Yeah, no, I think he just changed shape. Yeah. And then Kid Fantastico still in the corner. Red doesn't know him either. He breaks loose. The three of them being Red, Kid Fantastico, and Violet are fighting zombies. And
robots.
Baron Nefarious is like, I hope it doesn't release my other experiments. Then robots come in and ninjas come in.
Dogmen.
And disobedient dogmen come in. Vlad the Impaler shows up and in Romanian yells, die zombie bastards, which I was pretty excited by.
And the
amphibious guy shows up with his boner.
Yes, that's right.
The Maldonado sister zombies attack him. Red puts the super soaker that his dad gave him in Nefarious's mouth, shoots him full of what is clearly meant to be jizz, and Nefarious melts just like that scene from Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Raiders of the Lost Ark scene.
And
those giant bugs show up that we heard about from Stavros.
Yeah, the giant bugs show up. Yep.
Red and Violet run away, and the place blows up.
The Castle Grayskull blows up.
And the police show up and arrest Red as they find the bodies in his basement.
Red and Violet and Kid Fantastic are on a beach. Cops arrest them for murder, and it's a violent beatdown. And then we cut to 1 year later.
This is the only other movie I can think of where the police show up to arrest the people in the movie.
What's the other one?
Holy Grail.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Oh, this is very that. So we learned that Red is serving 237 consecutive life sentences, and you can write to him at rtool@jail.com. I'm going to try that after the podcast. Kid Fantastico was electrocuted for his role in the murders, but he had a bunch of pins in his rectum, so it turns him into a character named Lightning Rod. You know what that's a reference to?
I do not.
Oh, that famous murderer back in the day, Albert Fish. He filled his ass and penis with pins.
Did he? Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I remember his name.
I think that's him. Yeah. And then Violet spent 6 months in an insane asylum, and she gets out and she becomes a creature called the She-Beast. And they do a sequel called Lightning Rod and She-Beast. And then the movie ends with the line, and that's the meaning of Christmas. And you see a hand close a book.
So
I fucking loved this movie.
Okay. I
loved it so much, Tim.
I just think hour 10. That's all.
I love it so much. I'm actually I'm shelving my sequel because I want us to go long in the plot details.
Now we have the part of the show where Tim and George talk about how this movie is like Star Wars and Labyrinth.
How is it like Star Wars, Tim? I mean, so many ways.
Well, in this movie, I just told you that Red's father gave Red a gun that was used to defeat Nefarious. And he also gave Red a giant penis sculpture, or rubber penis. Yep. Well, in Star Wars, Obi-Wan gave Luke his father's lightsaber. But he had to admit to Luke that he also had a giant sculpture of a Jedi penis, but the Sand People stole it during their fraternity rush week.
Oh, man.
Or they just stole it
anyway. Do you think it was Darth Vader's actual penis? Because
no.
I bet you that's gone. When he cuts his limbs off and drops them in the lava, that guy, his little winkle
Why would
just
they be
disappears.
That big?
It wasn't that big. It was tiny. Luke has it in all the movies. You never realize. It just fits in his pocket.
If you indulge me, let me have.
I want to say how this is like. I want to say this is like Labyrinth.
Go ahead.
Like at 1986's Labyrinth by Jim Henson.
Okay.
Labyrinth had puppet goblins. This one also had a puppet demon named Olaf the Cheese Demon.
You're right.
That's it. Boom. Bam. All right. How do I indulge you, Tim? Wait, Tim, sit down. Why are you taking your clothes off?
I was going to say the popcorn meter for Die Zombie Bastard is 56% on Rotten Tomatoes, and Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker is also 56% on Rotten Tomatoes.
That's awesome.
Anyway.
First off, fuck you for making this only 56% Rotten Tomatoes. You are rotten.
Well, I think the movie depends on your mood. I don't know if I was in the mood for it to be so long. There were funny jokes. There were funny jokes. We totally missed one.
Jokes. It was filmed really well. There was nudity a poppin'. Those girls who were skinny dipping, we saw their butts, Tim.
I saw it all.
Yeah, I saw it all. Every bit.
I did like the joke when the police came to Red's house at the beginning of the movie. At one point, Violet's like, "Where are you? Hurry up!" And she says, "I made a really interesting fart." He's like, "Okay, I'm coming."
I didn't hear that.
Yeah.
That's great.
So
yeah, I thought this movie was really funny. I love the bit when they show them in trig, like him doing trig in college, and they cut to her in high school going like, it was just funny. It was also very well shot. Like the special effects were very well done.
Yeah,
given this was probably a movie shot for like $3. It was edited really tight. It was funny. It was good camera angles. It was good performances. All in all, like I love this. I'm going to definitely, once we're done with the States, we're doing some more Caleb Emerson films.
Thumbs up to Caleb.
Caleb, if you're listening, please write to us at Seddy Bimco at Gmail. It's an E at the end at gmail.com. Be sure to mention me, George O'Connor. I'm the guy who really liked the film. Tim Hamilton, he didn't like it because Tim likes movies that are bad.
I like it. We all have our own little Piccadillys, but I mean, there's nobody
like circus.
There's no Avatar in Pee-wee's Big Adventure, is there? Like everybody's nutty, but
Avatar
for you, the viewer, this movie had no Avatar for me. It had no like character. I'm like, I kind of relate to this guy to take me through the movie, but everybody was like, yeah, the jokes
Stavros.
are funny, but
Stavros.
Yeah. The old porn man. That's what they call me around the neighborhood. The old porn man.
Whoa. Is that what they call?
Wouldn't you like to have that as a nickname?
Bat and Spider. Grab that as your sound grab from this one. Tim Hamilton saying that.
That's what they call Dale. That's in his state. The old porn man.
What state does Dale live in?
I think North Carolina.
I was going to say a state of asleep. Oh.
Right. I was trying to be nice.
We're at war, Tim.
Wherever you are, wherever you're hiding, I'll find you.
Revenge. One of us will die. All right, okay. Do your sequel, because I ain't doing one this week, because I want us to talk more about this fine movie.
Okay, well, I got a short one.
Do it quick. In fact, listeners at home, now you should put on your playback at double speed, because Tim's just going to say nonsense.
No, not Tim. Nonsense. I might.
Let's hear.
You know my memory problems I had? So start the music, I guess. Well, I found some notes and plans that may explain what happened to me and Miss Lee that damaged our memory.
Were they in your handwriting?
Yeah.
Oh, whoa. That's twisted.
It seems I got an email from Rhode Island, and they don't like the movie die, you zombie bastard. Sorry. They're a strange state. They don't like it representing them.
Okay.
They heard we were talking about it, and they contacted me and Miss Lee to deliver a special package made only in Brooklyn. Brooklyn is the only place you can buy amnesia juice. I forget where I got it. in case you ask me, George, where I got it. I was saying, I don't remember.
I tuned you out already. What's this now? You have amnesia? What? Okay, go on.
All I have to piece together what happened next is the video camera from the rental car that we took to go to Rhode Island, because we were going to probably dump the amnesia juice into the reservoir, Joker style, right?
Wow, you had a lot.
And Rhode Island was going to forget all about this movie, Die Zombie Bastards.
It's good that you were doing this for Rhode Island.
So
bad you were doing this to Caleb Emerson, the director and co-writer of this film.
So I took a look at the video from the car.
Oh, no.
We were headed upstate with the glass amnesia jar in my hands. And in the camera, you can see there's a spider on the dashboard. It scares me, and I almost dropped the jar. But,
oh my God.
But I tossed the spider out the window. It's a tiny spider. Then in the camera, you can see there's a scorpion on the dashboard, and I get scared.
Not a bat.
I almost dropped the jar. But I shoot it out the window. And George, I shooted it.
Yeah.
Then we see
shooted it.
hanging
a new tense.
hanging from the sun visor.
Oh my God, a munchkin?
A bat.
Oh, a bat.
You're out of yourself. I almost got scared and dropped my jar, but I shoot it out the window.
Wait, were you driving?
No, Miss Lee was driving.
Okay.
So
I'm like, you probably should be driving holding a jar.
It appears all was good. But then the camera shows that there was a hibernating bear in the back seat. We didn't know. We didn't look, and it's waking up. And, we didn't notice it.
Then you realized it was just Chuck.
Yeah.
From Bat and Spider.
No, you're ruining the gravitas of the story.
Okay.
It's a bear. So I offer the bear my amnesia juice, hoping he'll forget he's angry, go back to sleep. But the bear indicated I should drink it. But I shove it towards him.
This is a very smart bear.
And then the bear shoves it back to me. And then the bear offers me a jar of juice and says, we should drink together to this. So we put our jars down. But the bear points at a deer. And when I look, I hear him switch the drinks around. So I've got the amnesia juice. So then I pointed
like Wallace Shawn.
I pointed a rabbit. I moved them around while the bear's looking at the rabbit out the window. Eventually, I drank the amnesia juice, and the bear tricked me. And no more left of the film. Yeah?
Question. What was the bear's juice?
It was just honey, I think. But I drank the amnesia juice. Yeah. So I don't remember what happened next. We got home. So the movie has no title. That's what happened to me. This movie did to me. Yes?
Why did producer Miss Lee not have any memory?
The end. I guess she drank it too out of fear. I
have a theory, Tim.
She did this.
Producer Miss Lee was in cahoots with the bear.
She could have been.
She's trying to get rid of you.
She's known to comport with bears.
She puts up with a lot from you. I wouldn't be surprised if she has bear friends.
Yes.
Just waiting to dispatch you.
Well, anyway.
That was pretty good, Tim. I actually enjoyed that story. I like the format of that too. That was like a revealed. I mean,
we're switching
absolutely nothing to do with the movie. It has been happening lately. You have been doing these. You've been doing these sequels that there's nothing that could have applied equally to anything else. That would have nothing.
Rhode Island. Rhode Island is the only state.
Rhode Island. That's it.
To perpetrate amnesia on people.
Yeah, no, except for Brooklyn, where you can only buy amnesia juice. Your story. I'm actually. You know what I'm going to do really quickly. You know who has revenge in this?
Who?
The Maldonado sisters. They have revenge on the boner guy. And my movie, it's called Naked Zombies Slowly Beat a Fish Boner Guy for 3 hours. That's all it is. It's just naked ladies beating him. It's in slow motion. You see all the jiggles. It's great. Caleb Emerson, contact me. We're going to film this one.
Do I need to cut that out?
No, keep that in. All
right.
Did we get any mail?
Yes.
What?
Guess what?
What?
Mr. John Kelly, original host.
What?
Wrote us a letter.
Really? Too bad. Is this a week late for our 150th?
Well, it reverts. It concerns that episode.
Ooh.
Dear Seddy Bimco, congrats on 150 episodes.
That's right. Yeah. Hi, John. Yep.
I was absolutely riveted, by the masterpiece you reviewed for the 150th episode. This
is a fake letter.
Cougar Country. No, it's from John.
This is not.
The early 70s recruitment film for Washington State University. I am assuming that the reason they used the plot of a female student and eventually the scene that showed the sunbathing co-eds is that WSU is an agricultural college with many more male students than female students. Whereas I would be, where do I sign up? Many heterosexual male students would want to know that there may actually be a chance they would actually get laid in college. However,
or at least creepily watch from a distance while they sunbathe, as was the case in the movie.
Maybe that's how farmers do it. I don't want to be mean. I like farmers.
Do you?
I do. They're having a hard time now.
Yeah, well, all those tariffs for that guy they voted for.
Yes.
Good job, farmers.
Before, John continues, before in 1972, they used various livestock, sheep, goats, etc., in their recruitment films. Tired of attracting male students that were aroused by livestock, they decided to use human women. He does have a few questions. Do you think the actress they used on screen and the actress they used as narrator were the same person?
No. That's a great question. I do not, actually.
I do not either.
I don't even think it was the same actress from scene to scene, now that you mention it. Her hair was always kind of in her face. You didn't really see it.
No.
She wasn't even on screen much.
She wasn't. One scene she had 6 fingers, one scene she had 5. I don't know.
Yeah, I think she's an AI piece of a piece of creation. All right, that's a good. All right, what other questions we got?
Also, you kept saying that the grandfather fought in the Civil War. Yep, since WSU did not open until 1890, perhaps he was a veteran of the Spanish-American War?
I like this.
Another person to correct my jokes with historical facts.
Yep. Tim, you got to do some basic work. That's what it comes down to. I miss John. This is great. Is there any other questions?
I also think that the grandfather passed when the subject of the film was around 5 or 6 and nobody in her family. The film was around. I think he made a mistake there. But I think the grandfather passed when the subject of the film was around. Even after all these years, they couldn't bring themselves to tell her, that he was dead. So somebody else was writing the letters. Hence the reason why he was over 100 and still writing letters. It's like a horror film.
Was there ever any indication that the grandfather wrote back?
No. Only in our sequels.
Only.
Also, this is actually the second campus recruitment film that has appeared in the Seddyverse. Tim, I'm not sure if you recall, in season 1, the golden age of Seddy Bimco, in episode 36, we watched a film called Teenagers from Outer Space, and the actor who was the protagonist, one David Love, had 3 credits, one being a college recruitment film called The Orange College Story, narrated by Vincent Price.
What?
Unfortunately, due to poor editing, a scene in which the couple were on a date and the guy date raped and strangled the girl was left in the recruitment film. Orange College closed their doors soon afterwards.
This is such a whirlwind. I don't know what to make of this.
Again, congratulations on the 150th episode. Your devoted fan, John Kelly. Real letter.
That's pretty exciting, Tim.
That is exciting, John. Thank you.
Thanks, John. Thanks for writing in.
It's good to hear from you.
Yeah.
Oof.
You should come back and replace Tim. Did I just say that part aloud? All right.
Can he stand up to Bat and Spider? Or Cheese and Crackers?
I forgot that's our nickname for them. That's our secret name.
Well,
so, Tim, should we announce what we're going to watch next week?
You should.
All right. Oh, it's my turn. You're right.
There's 4 states left, and you keep holding out in one, hoping you'll find that Weiss movie.
Yeah, we're saving Louisiana for last. I only saw 3 states.
Well, Louisiana, Missouri, New Hampshire, Vermont. Is that right?
Oh,
I think that's what I have.
Oh, but you know what? I said 3 because I already crossed off New Hampshire because
it's next.
I'm doing New Hampshire, Tim.
Okay.
It's a movie. It's another recent one, but it's done in the style of a 1950s movie. It's called "Don't Let the River Beast Get You."
I saw this listed.
Yeah, it's available on YouTube, and I watched the first few seconds.
What year?
And it starts off with what year is it? Hold on.
It's way too new. But we'll do it. We're stuck. We got these states left.
2023.
Wow, that's the newest movie we'll ever do. People,
know
we
what's
like
great
old
about
movies.
this?
It's because we're
no. It's great about
states.
no. We like it's great because it starts off like this guy who's giving a disclaimer with the thickest New England accent. It's delicious.
All right.
It already has 5,670 views, and it was only put up in December 8th, 2023.
Okay.
Can I read a little bit?
Oh, sure.
After 3 years of self-imposed exile, a tutor voyages home to resume his life's work. When a mysterious woman helps him locate the river beast that terrorizes the town, he forms a task force of freedom fighters to battle the aquatic monster.
Now, tutor. Do you mean tutor is a teacher or tutor, a man who farts a lot?
That would be a tutor.
Tutor.
You know what's funny? I actually leaned into the tour because I didn't want you to make a fart joke, and then it backfired. You did anyway.
Yep.
It's a teacher.
I could hear you doing that.
Yeah, so you can get it. It says, "Don't let the river beast get you!" ! Campy creature horror, full movie. It's on the Stash Thrills and Chills station on YouTube. Let's crank these numbers up, people. Hey, if you're listening, creators of River Beast, contact us. Seddy Bimco, G at the end with the stuff in the leg.
River Beast. I thought you wanted the people who did die, Zombie Bastard.
I want everybody to contact us too. I want to hear from these people.
All right, we'll say goodbye. Is that all I want to say? Yeah, be here next week.
Be here next week when we do Don't Let the River Beast Get You.
Bye.
Because the exclamation point. Bye, everybody.
Stay safe. Don't give up.
This has been a Pity Party Line production.
Party line. It's a party line.
Yeah. Oh, a plot twist, though. If we said we saw it all, the curtains did not match the carpet. If you noticed, those ladies were blonde. We'll take this out. No, now I thought you just say yes.
No, you got to take it
make
out.
It awkward.
That's Tim.
Anyway,
take it out. No, leave it in.